Don't be embarrassed. Oh. Good morning, this is Sally Morgan, physical therapist, craniosacral therapist, and Tellington Tea Touch practitioner for animals and people. This is Tristan, he's a Corgi, and we're here for an episode of Conversations with a Corgi. Tristan has been very excited about this episode, as have a couple of you, because today we're going to talk about treats and what treats I use. Generally, as my sister has always said, any treat advertised on TV, not a treat you probably want to give your dog. And I didn't bring the bag over here, but one of the ones that I do give him sometimes is Zook's Naturals. They have a sweet potato and an apple and some other ones, and they're sort of a crunchy. They're not. They're soft, hard kind of a treat, which I thought would be good for his gums. But you know what? He eats them so fast, I don't think they are. But he does like them, and they are good treats to have around, and it's a nice little lunch snack. So our go-to treat that we use for a lot of things is the Castor and Pollux Organics treats. So these are supposed to be, number one ingredient is organic chicken. That's not great for Tristan. So it does not have corn, soy, or wheat. And it's organic, of course. And what else is in it here? Oh boy, this is really testing these glasses. Okay, so this is pretty typical of a not super great kind of a dog food. Chicken, peas, brown rice, oats, barley, chicken fat, chicken liver flavor, organic flaxseed, and then dried cheddar cheese and rosemary. So these are not great treats for Tristan because he's a hot dog and there's all these hot ingredients in here, you know, but they're treats. He eats like 4 or 5 of them a day. And I often break them up into tiny pieces. That's one of the things I like about them because they're coated with that cheese coating. I can break them up into tiny pieces and they're still delicious. So I use these for training a lot. They're not what I would call super high quality, what's the word that they use in dog training these days? It's not like a high whatever treat, you know, it's not his favorite treat. If he's not wanting to do something, this treat is not going to help him, like walking on a teeter-totter these days. So I use those treats a lot. They're easy to get, they're inexpensive, but like I said, they've got like 10 hot ingredients in them. They aren't great for my dog, so he only eats like 4 of those a day, and they're pretty small. They're little round things. So the treats that I really like to give him are these ones for my sister, Pure Bites Duck. Okay, she has these on her website, and yeah, we find it so much easier because Judy does all the homework. Yes, so Pure Bites are good. These are ingredient duck liver. All they are is duck liver. Now, it's pretty powdered now, and I'm finding that it's so strange. In the morning, he would like a sprinkle of the powder because this bag's been around a while on his breakfast, or he won't eat it. In the evening, he's fine without it. But this is a very high quality treat. It's delicious, and he wants to do anything I want. If I have duck treats or if I have duck on my fingers, he will follow me anywhere. So these treats are good. They come in and also a Pure Bites chicken, which is much more readily available, but these are really, really awesome treats. I can't recommend them enough. And, you know, it's freeze-dried duck liver. How much better can you get than that for my little hot dog than to have duck freeze-dried liver? Let's see, we've got some more treats way over here. Okay, this is another one my sister has. These are turkey hearts. Ingredient, turkey hearts. Okay, these are dried. There's nothing else in them but turkey. And they have, you know, no preservatives or anything. They're like smashed up in this bag, and they are raw. It's a raw treat. So once you open the bag, you need to kind of use them a little more quickly than you might otherwise. But Tristan loves these. I find them, because they're a little bigger, they're like a lunch treat, you know, like a midday meal. I don't give these as rewards in training because they're really hard to break up. and they're kind of gross. I don't like handling on them a lot. The duck ones are little cubes and you can break them up easily. They actually break up a little too easily. But having my hands smell like duck is really good for training Rally. So he has turkey hearts. Those are also available from my sister. One of my sister's favorite ones, and not every dog likes these, but most of them do. These are Cocoa Therapy pumpkin pie flavor. They also have plain old coconut flavor. And what's in these? Organic coconut, organic buckwheat, organic coconut nectar, coconut oil, pumpkin, and ginger. Lots of good stuff in these treats. And see how little they are? They're very tiny. So they're excellent to use for training. They're good. You can put them in a small Kong for your dog. Most dogs really like them. I have a friend who's got a dog with tremendous digestive issues. This is one of the treats he can have because of the coconut and the pumpkin. So Cocoa Therapy or Cocoa Charms as they're called. These are really good training treats, and they're also small, so if you have a really overweight dog, you can eat a few of these. They're preservative free, no eggs, no dairy, no gluten, no grain, low glycemic. They're excellent treats if you've got a super chubby dog and he's on a diet. And again, they're available on my sister's website, drjudymorgan.com. Another one that we use sometimes is the free-range duck from Origins. And Origin is Origen. And it's also a pet food company. And this is supposedly 100% pure duck liver, nothing else in here. And these are little like round chunks. And Tristan, again, really likes these. He will do anything for duck. He likes it so much. He needs it so much because he is a hot dog and he likes a cold duck. So if you have an orange dog, you know, and so many people do these days have labs, yellow labs, red labs even, often are hot dogs, and corgis and yellow poms and lots of tan chihuahuas. All those dogs really need duck. So these Origin treats and the Pure Bite treats are really good sources of duck for your dog if you can't get duck food and you have a little dog. For a while I was giving Tristan, like if I'm traveling, he usually eats Honest Kitchen when we're traveling, and if I don't have any turkey or like real food to add to it, I put the Pure Bites in it and he loves it. Pure Bites are a little expensive, but they are well worth it. I don't know how it would be for us without the Pure Bites. I have another example of a treat here. This is just from a dog bakery somewhere. Now let's look at the difference here. No duck liver in this one. It is wheat flour, pumpkin puree, eggs, peanut butter, cinnamon, and citric acid as a preservative. And this is made in Connecticut, not too far away from me. And it's in a airtight little sealed out bag, you know, vacuum packed bag. So these will last a while, but you know, once they're open, you need to kind of use them quickly. And there are many, many, many places now that are dog bakeries that make treats similar to this. So if your dog can't have grain, I mean, the first ingredient is wheat flour. That's not a problem for my dog, and it's not a problem for a lot of dogs. But, you know, I'm not a huge fan of peanut butter if it's not organic, and that's in this. The pumpkin is fine. And the ginger is great if it's, you know, a lot of the pumpkin ones have ginger and cinnamon in them, which are good. If your dog's on a diet, this is not going to be the first treat you want to give him. Another one that we use sometimes is from a company called Play-Doh. This is the duck recipe Play-Doh treat. An orange cat, same thing. Ducks and rabbits for that cat, and cold water fish. Yeah, they're hot cats. You want to feed them cold foods. And there's plenty of available things for cats that aren't chicken. So this one, which is from Play-Doh, has a lot more ingredients. It's got duck as the first ingredient, brown rice, brewer's yeast, salt, organic coconut oil, a preservative, vitamin E, monophosphate, a source of vitamin C, organic apple cider vinegar, citric acid, and rosemary. So these are fairly good. Again, brown rice is the second ingredient. That's not so bad. And these are good. Tristan likes them. They're pretty big treats. You can see how big they are. And they were a gift from somebody. And, you know, we don't use these for training. Again, at lunchtime, I try to give him kind of a little mini meal. And so he might get a big treat like this or one of the turkey hearts or something like that. Sorry about that. I hate that. And I'm getting all these calls now trying to sell me health insurance or something. I don't know what's going on. Anyway, so that's another thing. So when you go to buy treats, just like you do with food, look on the bag, look at the ingredients. Remember, the first ingredient is the thing that there is in there the most. And, you know, a great thing are these two kinds of treats I get that are made only out of duck liver. And duck meat would be fine as well. So for him. Now, other people have, you know, like a black lab who's young, may be fine eating chicken treats, and there's plenty of chicken treats on the market. But if that's the case, do try to find organic, because there's so many preservatives and hormones in food, and certainly in like beef and pork especially. There's, you know, anything that's been fed for possible human consumption and the byproducts are being made into dog treats. That's not a great thing to put in a treat or for your dog's food. What about rabbits? Rabbits are a cold food. They're really good for orange animals. I personally had pet rabbits for 37 years. I cannot feed my dog rabbits, and I don't want to. So that's why we love ducks. I had a pet duck too, but you know, that was so long ago, and I didn't know what I know now about ducks at the time I had that duck. So, you know, I'm a vegetarian. I cannot have a dog be a vegetarian. That's a good way to make your dog really sick. Dogs can be vegetarians. It's not great for them. And I think it's pretty selfish if I were to do that and try to make my dog a vegetarian, and really terrible to make your dog a vegan. That's really hard on them. I mean, they can do it, but they're not super healthy, and you're just opening yourself to a bunch of problems. And Judy and I have done tons of these Facebook Lives about why your dog should not be a vegetarian or a vegan. And certainly, as we all know, cats cannot be a vegetarian or a vegan, or they will die pretty quickly. So make sure your own food preferences don't interfere with what your dog needs and likes, because, you know, this would be a very unhappy and sick dog if I weren't feeding him duck, which I would never eat. So, and he's not very jealous of my lettuce and carrots and vegetables I eat, and he certainly has no interest in my burgers made out of sunflower seeds. So make sure you respect what your dog needs. So those are some examples of the treats I use for my dog. And like I said, the Cocoa Charms that my sister has, he loves them. He loves them. He craves coconut. I would have to do a little research for many reasons why this dog craves coconut. I mean, he gets coconut oil in his food. He eats a lot of coconut treats. One of the things that he really likes, which I don't give him too much of, are at Trader Joe's now, they have in the nut section like big shavings of coconut that are like the size of my pinky, and they're in a bag and they're snacks. And Tristan really likes to have like a little bite of that if I'm having one. So those are another thing that shows me how much this dog loves coconut. Right, Tristan? You'll almost do as much for coconut as you would for a duck treat. All right, we are off for a lot of fun on the Cape for a couple of days, and we will be back here probably on Sunday. I'm coming home on Saturday, but we'll probably be back doing a live on Sunday, and then the following week I'll do a live on Wednesday, and then I'm away again. So we'll see you sometime soon. If you have any questions about treats or recommendations for treats that you use, that would be great. I don't feed my dog hot dogs, very rarely. Bits of actual cooked turkey I have fed him for treats. I don't carry chicken around in my bags. Cheese, he gets a little bit of cheese as treats sometimes. Cheese is not great for him. It's not great for anybody, but in small amounts, cheese is okay. Right, Tristan? He likes his cheese. But he likes ducks more. And I do recommend that you try that thing that I do with my animals, where you put out a line of treats, one of all of these, and see which one they like the most. This is kind of a lot of treats. I would put out like 5 of them and see which one they like the most, and do that repeatedly until you're really sure. Tristan generally goes to the duck before the cheese, but not always. Some days he just wants a cheese. What can I say? All right, thanks for joining us, and we'll see you guys in a couple of days. And if you have any suggestions for treats or a good recipe, my sister makes pup loaf. You can cut the pup loaf into little chunks and put it in a plastic bag and use that as treats. Keep it in the fridge. But again, treats like that are not as easy to carry around and use when you're at dog school as like the Pure Bites or these other free-range duck livers. So thanks for joining us. We'll see you soon.